Great. Did you guys receive the notes which I had sent?
No, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, we received there.
Yes, sir.
why is it few people haven't yet received notes? My voice, are you guys clearly? Can you guys listen to my voice?
ஆடியோவில் தான் ப்ரோ இருக்கு, நீங்க கண்டினியூ பண்ணுங்க.
Okay, great. Someone,
அவங்க பாதி பேர் இன்னும்
please.
கூகுள் கிளாஸ் ரூம்ல ஜாயினே பண்ணல, அதான் அவங்க இன்னும் நோட்ஸ் இல்லைன்னு சொல்றாங்க.
Okay, if that is the case, guys, please make sure you guys are aligned. I don't want anyone to be left out. Okay, and who's this Abhay? I think so. You can switch off your camera. That's not required. Abhay, I think so. You can switch off your camera. Switch off your camera, please. Yeah, and I can see ton of people joining the session as a guest. And for all the people who are asking recording to be provided, see, first and foremost thing, download a Teams application in your phone, register yourself or create an account in Teams, and then access this link. So if you're creating an account and then using this, so all the recordings will be present in the application itself. Okay. If you haven't yet received your notes, make sure you have joined the Google class. In your Google Classroom, the notes is uploaded. Okay, it might be uploaded this evening. Apologies for that. From today onwards, the notes will be sent in the night itself, on that particular day itself. So 2 points before starting the lesson, as it is already 7 o'clock. அந்த கூகுள் கிளாஸ் ரூமோட லிங்க் கொஞ்சம் இந்த கமெண்ட்ல பின் பண்ணிடுறீங்களா? So that the people who have not yet joined the classroom, they can join the classroom. And second thing, from tomorrow onwards, I don't want any of them or any profiles to be seen as guest or what is this? Unverified or accessing from external sources. Okay. Please create your accounts. Okay. It will not cost you anything. Create your accounts and then access the application. Okay. And you guys can see in the meeting chat, the Google Classroom link is being shared. Okay. Please make sure you are joining that. Okay. Let me. இந்த கிளாஸ் ரெக்கார்டிங்ல இருக்கு தானே? ரெக்கார்டிங் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிட்டு இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
ஆமா ப்ரோ, ரெக்கார்டிங் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு.
I am unable to share the screen. Can you just check on that?
Mm.
Okay, what did we learn yesterday? Before I get the sharing capabilities. So what did we discuss yesterday? And I suggest everyone to please comment in the chat. Yeah, someone has raised their hands. What is your question? Someone has raised their hands. What is your question? You can. Okay, great. I got my powers. Let me share the screen. Yeah, is my screen visible to everyone? Can you guys see the screen of whatever I am sharing here? Uh, yeah, okay. Okay, next is let's okay, let's go with some images of a pen. Okay. Hmm. Let's take a stand. We can take a standard pen. Okay, let me download. Okay. Can you guys say this image? So it should be visible to all. Yeah. What is this? Basically, what is this? Or what are we? So, what is this image? So this is a simple pen, right? Okay. Yeah, I am in unmute. I need responses from every people who is attending the session. Okay. Let's make the session interactive. Yeah. It is a pen. It is a pen. Directly, let's go to the pen. Okay. Let's not go object, etc., etc., etc. Okay. It is a simple pen. So, let's not go with respect to. See, whenever if I need with respect to programming, let's go with programming. Okay. Let's in general we can see it is a pen. Okay. If I dissect this pen or if I disassemble this pen into individual parts, so can I dissect this pen into individual parts? Is it possible? I think so, yes, right? So we have a nib here, we have the body, we have the cap, so we have the ink barrel. So whenever I say any object, okay, it is made up of multiple things, yes or no? So it can be dissected into multiple parts. Even ourselves, as a human, whenever I say, we are made up of multiple parts in our body. We have head, we have body, we have hands, we have legs, we have eyes, we have ears. So there are in numerous organs. Just combined together, we can call a human. And when I combine all the parts, I can say this as a pen. In the same way, it can be your this can be we can go with respect to your laptop or a phone. So any object you take, right? So it is a combination of multiple. smaller elements put together. Will you guys agree with this? So any object will be combination of smaller elements put together. So if I can say it in that way, okay. So what we can say, every program also can be divided into smaller elements, or we can have building blocks for the program. Okay. So such building blocks we call it as a token. Okay. Basically, what is a token? Token is a building block for a particular program. Add, yakwana. Makes sense. Let's come to 20. So basically, tokens are building blocks of a program. So when you combine multiple tokens, you get a combined program. Got it? So understood the basic definition of what is a token? So let me open a file. Okay, let us open a file. Open one folder. Okay, where is it? Yeah. I don't know where to open it. So I'll open this with Notepad. Yes. So is my screen visible to everyone? Okay. Let me control you. Control C. So yeah. So let's have this a basic program. Okay. So this is the basic program wherever I have. So here we have multiple words we are saying. Okay. So okay. Sorry. So here I can see some words which are completely written in lowercase. It can be class, it can be public, it can be static, it can be void. So can you guys observe all these words are completely written in lowercase? All these words are written in lowercase. So whenever I dissect a Java program, we have followed. Hey, oh yeah, no, no. These are all written in lowercase, right? Lowercase means small alphabets. So programmatical grammar or programmatical notation, these are small alphabets are called as lowercase alphabets. So whenever we can classify tokens into following bits. Okay. So the first one are keywords. Second one is you have Identifier. Identifier. Next you have literals. Next you have separators. Okay. So how many types of tokens are there? There are four building blocks for a program. One is a keyword, one is identifier, and one is a separator. Okay. So if I have to individually explain each and everything, so let's come back to this. Where is this? Where did the pen go? Where did the pen go? Yeah. So, what is the name of this object? This is called as a pen, right? This is called as a pen. And we use pen for erasing, which is something written, right? We erase by using a pen, right? Everyone agrees with this? Pen is used to erase things which is written. Yes or no? Why no? Why no? Why no? Why it is no? Then what is the exact use of a pen? For what purpose we will use a pen? So I cannot do the opposite thing, right? It is not used to erase, it is used to do write. So it is already predefined, right? A pen is used to write, it is not used to erase. I need a eraser to write, sorry, to erase something which is written by a pen. Everyone agrees with this point. So a pen is used to write, a eraser is used to erase. Everyone agrees with this point. Yeah. So here what I can say, the function of the object is predefined. The function of the object is predefined. In the same way, keywords are the word wherein which your meaning is already predefined. So if I have to create a class, it has to be started with a word called as class. Okay. So basically what are keywords? Keywords are, if I want to define a keyword, so keywords are compiler known words. These words are known by whom? So these keywords are known to compiler. So whenever you are writing a program, whenever the word comes across, so your keywords are known to compiler. Okay, not a pen. Known to compiler. Second one is these are predefined. FIND. And always it is compulsory. Always to be written in lower case. Okay. And basically there are 53 keywords in Java. So if you need some examples for a keyword, we have the word class, we have public, we have something called as static, we have void. So these words, whatever we have seen, these are all keywords. So any doubt regarding keywords? Any questions regarding keywords? No, string is not a keyword, ma. String is not a keyword, main is not a keyword. String is not a keyword, and also your main is not a keyword. Okay. The rules are set in such a way that it has to be written in lowercase. These are fixed rules. Okay, these are fixed rules. While the language was created, it was created in such a way that it has to be written in lowercase. The purpose of that, we have to ask James Gosling itself. Why did he keep the rule to write those things in lowercase? Okay, so these are keywords. Okay, so this is a small explanation about keywords. Next, identifier. Okay, uh, I I can make this statement aram se. Everyone who is attending this session is a citizen of this country. Everyone are citizens of this country. Everyone agrees with this. Yes or no? I need fatafat fast place. So everyone are citizens of it, citizens of this beautiful country which is called as India. How do you prove yourself that you are a citizen of this country? What prime proof you can give? A prime proof that you can give, that you can say, sir, I am a citizen of this country. Yes, you can provide Aadhaar card. You can provide Aadhaar card. And everyone are a student of some organization. Everyone are student of some organization here who is attending this session. And if you want to prove yourself, you have to provide a ID card. We have to provide a ID card. Yeah, identity card, ID card, I card. So if I don't have ID card or if I don't have Aadhaar card, what will be the problem? What will be the problem? We cannot identify you, right? Don't go with voter card or ration card. We cannot identify you. And there are almost billions of people in this world. Okay, imagine not a single human had name at all in this world itself. Will it be easy for us to identify a specific person? Can we have this scenario? Every human being in this world doesn't has a name at all. Will it be easy for us to identify a specific person? So if you want to call me, you have to call me Rahul sir. Yes, right. So I identify myself with the name as Rahul. So what is the use of giving names? So suddenly, whenever I say Maggie, top ramen, what things comes to your mind, sir? One, two, three, and we have many things, sir. So these brands, whenever I say, what things come to your mind? What comes to your mind, sir? Noodles. Yeah, super answer. Whenever I say Pulsar, whenever I say Bullet, whenever I say Apache, whenever I say Scooty, whenever I say Pep Plus, what object comes to your mind, sir? So yeah, these are scooties, these are bikes. Okay. Whenever I say McDonald's, whenever I say Pizza Hut, whenever I say Oven Story, it can be Pirangi Bake. So these are names of hotels, right? So by hearing the name itself, I don't need to specify specifically that it is a food, it is a bike, it is a what is that? It is a brand. So by hearing the name, we are getting to know the object, right? By hearing the names or by listening to the names, we are getting to know that these are these kinds of object. In the same way, as yesterday, just yesterday, we have learned to write a Hello World program. But will our programming be restricted only to 5 lines? Will I have only one print statement? And even if I create a whole application, when we design a whole big application, will I have only 4 lines? Will I have a single class inside a file? No, right? There will be multiple elements. There are multiple elements. And as a programmer, you have to write multiple elements. So, sir, what is an identifier? Why are you putting so much blades up? Why are you saying so much? I am. So let me conclude you that. See, basically identifier are names. Names for whom? So names given by whom? Names given by the programmer. Names given by the programmer to the what to say, members of a Java program. Like, so it can be a class, it can be a variable, it can be a method, it can be multiple Java members. So by seeing the name itself, you can recognize whether this is a class, whether this is a method, whether this is a variable. Understood? Understood? So by seeing the name itself, you can get to know what element you are referring to. Understood? What is identifier? Any doubt in an identifier? No, 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 no. Object is never an identifier. Please don't bring object until and unless I start speaking about object. Please. Okay, fine. So, okay, fine. And yeah, whenever I am discussing about identifier, there are no variable. No, 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 no. Please, please, please. Variable is not an identifier. Variable is a dabba. I will come to that. For a variable, I can give the name for that variable. Okay, variable has a name. Variable has an identifier. Variable is not a. Yeah, the main difference is the see predefined words. Keywords are keywords are predefined words known to the compiler. You cannot change the meaning. No package is not an identifier. Please don't make statements. I'll forget Java. Okay. Okay. Keywords are predefined words, wherein which, oh, I have already said predefined words which are known to the compiler. Average. Keywords are reserved words. These are predefined words which are known to the compiler. Where what is that? Sorry. What was I about to say? Ah, you cannot use it for other purposes, and it has to be written in lowercase. I'll say. See, if your variable next topic we have, I'll explain everything. Okay, just wait for few moments or few classes. Everything will be explained. Okay. Okay, so the basic thing is keywords are predefined words which are already you can Google the list of keywords, ma. You guys Google the list of keywords. Okay, this will be your assignment for the day. You can Google the list of keywords. Yeah, fine. Hey, ಏನ್ರ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ chat ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು. If you're chatting for yourself in this session, you will be terminated. Please note down that. You are not. Yeah, no one is attending sessions here for your own personal chats. Yes, ma. Yeah, that. The definition is correct. Okay. Yeah, fine. Identifier are these are the names given by the programmer where you have different. See here, yesterday we have written some program. So for the program, as a user, I gave the name. So this is the identifier. So we have written this block of code. So what is this block name? Block name is main method. The only difference is main method is a predefined method from where the execution starts. The only exception is main method is the place where your GRE starts executing things. Okay. So next, it is core Java. It's core Java. Okay. Okay. That is the main difference I'm saying, right? See, these are already predefined word which I'm using for my purpose. But I'm creating a program. So for the program, I am giving this name. So this is the identifier. So as a programmer for the members of Java, if you are giving name, so those names are called as identifier. For to do any work, I am using already written names for the programming language. Those words are called as keywords. Simple. Don't complicate it. It's easy. Okay, next after identifier. Okay. Whenever I say Ajay, Akash, Pratik, Vijay, what will you get in mind? Are these boys' names or girls' names? Whenever I say Akash, Ajay, Rahul, Rakesh, Pawan, are these boys' names or girls' names? Okay. Whenever I say, what names I will say Anita, I will say Pavana, I will say Zoha, I will say Monish. But, yes, you're great. But why can't I name a boy as uh Pooja? Why can't I give a name for a boy as Pooja? Why can't I name a girl as Harish? Is there any hard written rules anywhere written? Can I give a name for a girl as Williams? No, right? By hearing the name itself. So these are practice. These are practice which we are following, but it's not compulsory, right? It's not compulsory, but it is a practice. Can I say these are practice which we are following, which helps us to make it as easy? Yes. So in identifiers, we have two things. One is rules. What do we have in identifiers? We have something called as rules. And next is we have conventions. Okay. We have two things. One is rules for an identifier. We have conventions for an identifier. So what are rules for an identifier? First and foremost rule, cannot use keywords. You cannot use keywords. Why we cannot use keywords? Why? Because keywords are already predefined. So you cannot use it for other purposes. Next is cannot start a name by number. cannot have spaces. Okay, can only use, can only use, you can use either a underscore symbol or a dollar symbol. Okay, no spaces should be there, no number. You cannot start by a number. You cannot use keywords. Understood the rules? See, for example, I have given the name, right? I have given the name here. So whenever you are giving, so basically I am giving you the rules for this any identifier. Okay, understood the rules? Simple, easy rules. So basically these conventions are for class name. Okay. So what are the conventions? Convention is always start by uppercase character. So character means alphabets. Okay. Next is if the name is single word, then the name should be, so you name should be starting by uppercase. So example demo. Next is program one. Okay, we can give. So next is hello. You can use dollar. If you are using a single word, you can use dollar, or you can give a. You can give capital G. Okay. Yako, G. So in this way, you can provide names. So if it is a single word, it has to start by uppercase. If the class name, if the class name is multi-word, sir, if the class name is a multi-word, then each word should start by uppercase. Okay. Example, I will say prime number. Can you see? There are no spaces. But after every word, see, number is a second word. That is why it is starting from uppercase. So I will say odd. You can use a underscore here. You can use a underscore like this. Understood how to provide names for classes? No, 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 no. Underscore is used when you are having multiple words in between. Dollar is used at the ending for a single word. Okay? Your system will not give error for this, but it is a convention. What is convention? It is just a practice. So conventions are practices used by programmers. Understood here? Any doubts? Any questions? Any doubts? Any questions? Okay. So next is we learned about keywords, we learned about identifiers, we learned about rules and conventions. Next, we have something called as literals. So, okay, before literals, I will say about your separators. Okay, see, this is a main method. This is a declaration or creation of a main method. But to separate Single word, multi-word. No, single word, multi-word. Should I have to teach English? If a word has a single word, it is called as a single word. If you're having more than one word, it is called as multi-word. See, that is why even I have written examples here. Okay. So see here, I have created a main method here. But to differentiate between the main method and the class block. So this block, these pair of blocks, we call it as a class block. So this block I have call it as a what is this? A main method. To end the line, I use a semicolon. To write a word, I use double quotes. So to write something, I use these small brackets. So these separates one member with another member. So these are called as separators. Understood what is a separator? Basically, separator is a member which helps us to separate from one member to another member in a Java program. So to differentiate between the blocks, to end the statement, to start and stop a word, to differentiate between blocks. So for those you have separators. Next is you have something called as literals. So what is a literal? So basically literal means data. Okay. Whatever the data you write, numbers, alphabets, words, sentences, symbols. So all this called as literals. So in literals, we have something called as primitive literal. Next one is non-primitive literals. So how many types of literals are there? Two types of literals are there. One is primitive and one is non-primitive. So basically, primitive is a single value data. Non-primitive literals are multi-value data. Okay. So what are the data types? No, 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 no. Data type and literal is different. See, this is a literal. Data type is different. I'll explain what is data type in the next topic. Okay. I'll explain what is data type in the next topic. Literal is datum. This is a string literal. Literal is inside of the program. Numbers, your string value. So those are called as data. Data type is categorization. Okay. So in in primitive, in primitive, primitive. So in primitive, you have first one is you have numbers. Next you have decimal numbers. So example for numbers. So one, two not two, not three. Sorry, only 33 to 56. These are numbers. Decimals are the one who has decimal points. Okay. So next you have characters. So no, 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 no. They are data type. Don't confuse yourself with the literals and data type. Int, float, character, string. They are data type. This is literal. Okay. So what are characters? Characters are alphabets. So alphabets from small a to small z. Next you have capital A to capital Z, and you have 0 to 9 only. 0 to 9 only in numbers 9. So these are characters. No, Hey, letters are string. These are characters. Individual letters. Yeah, sorry. My bad, my bad, my bad. My bad, my bad. Letters, you can say letters. But for a programming convention, we call it as characters, alphabets. Distra, simple alphabets. So next after characters, you have some other member called as a Boolean value. We have someone called as Boolean value. You have only two things. It is true or false. Okay, you can have true or false. So in non-primitive, you have string. What do we have in non-primitive? We have string. So what is string? Anything enclosed by double quotes. Enclosed in double quotes is a string. Yeah, collection of characters. A Boolean is same for all the programming languages. Pa. And true and false, you have to write it in lowercase only. Okay. So let me demonstrate you a small program for oh actually I have already. Okay, let me come here. So I will say class literals. So I will say public static void main array of string arguments. I will say system dot out dot println. Let me copy this pretty. So I will say 10. This became your number character. So I will say character over here. I will say 1.13 decimal value. And next here, let me say KGF. Next, let me say not in uppercase. True. So I have almost written data literals of every type. Let me save it. So here I will say literals dot java. Let me remove this class. So I have saved it. So let's go to the file. So I have my literals file. Let's open command prompt. So java c literals dot java. Java TERALS. See, are we able to execute all the data types? So, understood about writing literals? For character, always, for character, always. For Boolean, there is no need of double quotes. For string, it is double quotes required. Character, single quotes required. Understood? How do we check the data belongs to which class? Here we don't have any class concept until now. These are These are basic literals. You don't need class and all right now itself. I will say what is data type. I will say by data type. Next topic is data type. Shanti, everyone. I'll explain each and every topic. Please wait for the time to come. Okay. Any no, literal is data, Rari. Literal is not source code. Source code is your program. Please don't make statements if you don't know about it. Okay. So shall I go to the next point? Sorry, the next data type. Yeah, next topic, that is data type. Literals are data. Literals are not concept. My Einstein. Let me explain about what is data type and is what is a variable. Okay. So data type or data type, data type. So many people are asking what is data type? What is data type? And let me say and variables. Okay. Yeah. What is data type and what is a variable? So whenever I say variable. So the word itself self-explanatorily says value which changes. Value which changes. Okay. A value which changes, or you can say a container to store the data. Container to store the data. It is a dabba. See, the disadvantage. I'll say. ತಡ್ಕೊಳ್ರೋ. I know you guys have learned about data types and all. ಒಂದೆರಡು second. I'll explain. So the disadvantage in the above program is if I delete this print statement, my data is gone. I cannot have the data permanently if I delete the print statement. I cannot print. If I want to print true once again, I have to again write a print statement and I have to again write true inside that statement. Yes or no? So if you store it inside a box, inside a memory space, you can use it multiple times. So, value which changes, container to store the data, or you can say a memory space. Memory space where data is stored. You can define it in this way. For a variable, it is just a dabba. So, data type. Data type helps to categorize. Categorize the data being used. Data type is, it is just a kind of label. It is a kind of label, whatever you put for the dabba. So that you can say what type of data type it is. So let me take the data itself. So Java data types. Hmm. Ah, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ. Let me copy. So if you're asking the different kinds of data types, these are your data types. So how many data types are there, ma? Byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, character. These are primitive data types. Okay, inside byte, from which number to which number? Minus 128 to plus 127. You can store in that category. Sir, I want to store 129, sir. 128, sir. So you have to create a dabba of which category? Short category. Understood? So variable is the dabba. Data type will specify what type of dabba is that. Got it? Got the definition of what is a data type and what is a variable? Yeah, I am in unmute. Anyone has any questions? Okay. Shall we see how to create a variable and how to use a variable by using data type, combining this both data type and variable concept? Okay. Variable means a container. It is a dabba. So, okay. Control N. So I will say class variable one. So here you have to have your public main method, public static void main array of string arguments. So if you have to use the dabba, first you have to create the dabba. Na? We have to create the dabba. Everyone agrees with this? Without having the dabba, you cannot store inside a dabba. Yes or no? So for that, you have to. So creation is called as declaration. What is creation called in programming language? Creation is called as declaration. So declaration of a variable. So how to declare? Let us write a syntax for that. So what is the syntax? You have to first mention the data type and after the name for the variable. So this is how you declare a variable. Okay. You will not initialize the data type, you will initialize the variable. I'm again saying data type is just a label on the dabba. It is not the value inside the dabba. Okay. If you bring a shoe label on the dabba, Adidas, that is data type. The original shoe inside the dabba, that is variable. Variable is like a content. Data type is the label on the dabba. Okay. Next, after declaration, we have something called as assignment. So assignment of variable. So you have to use the same variable name and you have to give the literal, or you can also provide expression. You can also provide an expression or you can provide literal here for assignment. Okay, let me show you one small kutti, one chick example. I want to create a dub of integer type and I want to say number. So this is declaration. I have created a dub of which data type? What is the data type of my dabba here? Everyone, if you can see my screen, I want everyone to fatafat reply. What is the data type of my dabba? Int. Please use the word int here. If it is primitive data types, it is int. What is the name for my dabba? What is the name for my variable? What is the name for my variable? It is number. Okay. So next, I have to store some value inside that. I will say number is equals to 101. Okay. So this 101 will sit inside number. No. This is assignment. So this first line we call it as declaration. It is announcing to the computer, Lo Shishya, I need a dabba of integer type. And the name for the dabba has to be number. Understood? It is requesting your computer to Machi, I want a space of integer type and the name of the space will be number. This is assignment. Inside the dabba, which is called as number, this number will be stored. This is assignment. Understood? And basically, this whatever you are saying, these are called as comment. So this is not considered for either compilation or for execution. These are for just what is that programmer reference. So here I have to use system dot out dot println. So here I will say number instead of 101. You are using a this is an identifier. See here, number is an identifier. 101 is a literal. Understood? So I can use this statement any number of times. So the advantage of using a variable is creating a variable is you can use it any number of times. Understood how to create? So here, okay, let me. So here Java C variable one dot Java variable one. See here, 4 times it is printed. Understood how to create a variable and how to store inside a variable? Everyone, all the darlings. Understood? Okay, I'll explain one thing. Okay, I will say instead of number, okay, instead of, I'll remove these, I will say instead of number, I will say num. So, what is the value which I am using inside the print statement? Number or num? So, there I am using num. Have I created or have I declared anywhere in the program num? Is it created with the data type like this, like this? Have I created anywhere inside the program? So let us see what happens if you're using a variable which is not at all created. I don't have the dabba at all, but I'm using it. See what it is saying? Cannot find symbol. What you will get? Any point of time, any member in Java without declaring it, without creating it. It can be a variable, it can be a method, it can be any member. Without declaring, if you are using that member, you will get cannot find symbol error. Understood? The meaning of cannot find symbol error. So here I have to use number only. Understood? So whenever you get the symbol not found error, what is the meaning of that? You are using a variable or you are using a member of Java which is not yet created only. Okay. So creation one line, assignment one line. Okay. If I want to store 100 numbers, how many lines of code I have to write? If I have to store in this format, in this declaration and assignment, for 100 numbers, for one number, it is taking 2 lines. For 100 numbers, how many lines I have to write? Yeah, it is double of that. Do you recommend this? Sir, the numbers only are half of the lines whichever I am doing this. Sir. Do you want to do this? Double work. So for that purpose, what I will do is I will combine both of them inside the same line. So instead of okay, uh, let me create a different data type. Character ch is equals to, I will say a. So creation and assignment in the same line. So this is called as declare and initialize. Understood? Declare and initialize. So here I will use ch. Your number of lines, it is reduced to single line. So I will say int n is equals to 420. I good job. So here I will say 420. So next string value is equals to, okay, instead of, okay, let me say value itself, some value. So I will say Java. Next, and one important thing, okay, one important thing. Whenever you are creating a float variable, float, float f1 is equals to 55.253, f has to be compulsorily used. Okay. F you have to compulsorily mention. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 are there. Anyone, are you getting doubt? Oh, sir, why F has to be compulsory used? What happens if I do? What happens if I do without F? Sir? Anyone is striking with this doubt? Anyone's mind is it striking with this doubt? Variable to dot char. A string basically, for string, what if we don't write value? Means what are you trying to say here? Without only double quotes, without writing any value. So without writing anything, I want to store sir. Is it possible you're asking that doubt? If you are saying this is possible without writing anything, only Kali double quotes you can do. But at least you have to write something. Only double quotes, Kali double quotes is permissible. Okay. Now let's see. Now let's execute this. Oh, I haven't. Variable two dot java. Okay, what it is saying. Then where have I used yet? I have created. Why this issue? Indian is equals to 420. I have used here name. Why? Yakana. Yakana. String is a class. String is basically actually to say string is a class. So that is why we use S with capital letter. Int n is equals to 420. I have created it. It has to be executed. Yako tama. Yako tama. n value f1 ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಲ್ಲ. ಹಾ. So okay. See, all the values are getting executed. And the main thing about is if you don't specify f, what happens by default it will be considered as double. The size of double by default is 8 bytes. I cannot store something which is larger inside a smaller dabba. So that is why you will get a error if you don't write f for float while you're storing it. Understood, everyone? Okay. Shall we revise all the things, whatever we learned today? A quick and swift revise. So basically, we have learned a few things in today's class. What is that? The first topic we discussed about tokens. So what is tokens? Tokens is a building block of a Java program. If you divide a Java program into multiple small parts, you will get tokens. So what are the tokens? Keywords are tokens. Identifiers are the second one. Literals and separators. So separators are these brackets which separate from one block to another block. So to write the arguments, you are using these for small brackets. To end a statement, you are using this semicolon. So these are separators. So the data, whatever you write, this is called as a literal. So the name by a programmer, as a programmer, I want to give a name. So these names, these are called as identifiers. So keywords, basically, there are 53 keywords. These are known to the compiler, always has to be written in lowercase, cannot be used for any other purposes, which for what purpose it is created. Next is identifiers are the names given by the programmer to various members of Java program. It can be a class, it can be a variable, it can be packages, it can be anything, interfaces, everything. So there are rules and conventions. Rules are compulsory, conventions are practices. So what are the rules? You cannot use keywords as a identifier. You cannot start a name by number. You cannot have spaces. Only underscore and dollar symbol used as a special character for names. And next convention is always a class name should start with uppercase character. If multiple words are there, every name should start with uppercase characters. Next is we have literals. Literals are basically data. So what are the different types of data? You have numbers, decimals, characters, and Boolean value. Boolean will have only true and false. Characters are from A to Z and 0 to 9. Non-primitive is string. Anything you write in between double quotes, this is a string. So the disadvantage with, not the disadvantage, the limitation of a literal is you cannot reuse it. So you have to store it. So to store it, you need a dabba. So to do that, you have a variable. Next is to categorize the dabba, you have data types. So there are 8 data types. Byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, and character. So creation of a variable is called as declaration. Assigning some value is called as assignment. At the time of creation itself, if you want to store something, that is called as declare and initialization. Okay. So these were the small topics which we covered in today's topic. So in today's session, now you guys can aramse ask questions. Any doubts? Any questions? So those who don't have any questions, you can continue with your day, have your dinner. Okay. Everyone, thank you. Tata. Bye bye. Stay safe. Stay alive. Eat, sleep. Eat well. Sleep well. Have a great night. So those who have questions, you can ask. Bye, darlings. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you. Okay. What is the issue you are getting, ma, for program not getting executed? ஜி அந்த கூகுள் கிளாஸ் ரூமோட லிங்க் இன்னொரு தடவை லாஸ்ட் டைம் காப்பி பேஸ்ட் பண்ணிடுறீங்களா இந்த சாட்ல? ஸோ கொஞ்சம் பசங்க கேட்குறாங்க. இந்த கூகுள் கிளாஸ் ரூமோட